forward. So, on behalf of everyone, I welcome you, Darsh, here, and I'm excited to have this conversation with you today.
Thanks, ma'am.
Please go ahead. You can address me as Kathy. It's fine. Totally good. Okay.
Okay.
Also, for the audience, if you have any questions from Darsh, please put them in the comment section below, and we'll take them. So, starting with the conversation, Darsh, please introduce yourself briefly to the audience here so that they will know.
Okay. So I'm a 10-year-old. I live in Chennai, and I have published 2 books. My second book is the one we're reviewing, the one that she reviewed. My first book is called Unlimited Adventures. It's a story book. Second book is called Unlimited Nature. It's about animals. It's about the natural habitats they live in. It's about the diversity of the nature. It's about animals, basically.
Okay. So how could you tell us about the first book as well a little bit?
Yeah. So first book was basically like a large compilation of stories, that I just wrote over a long course of time. So I made it. The reason I made it is because I joined a creative writing course by this company called IntelliJelly. They're a magazine company. I joined this creative writing course. So and we joined with publishing. There were 2 options: with publishing or without publishing. So basically, we joined it with publishing. And so what happened? Basically all the stories I sent as homework, they would publish it in a book, Unlimited, and that book was Unlimited Adventures. Then after that, there was this thing, this background thing that I was working on. During COVID time, there was this background thing that I was working on. I kept collecting information about animals and all that. So basically 2 years back, I think 2 years back or something, I told my mother, get the laptop, and I just want to type something very quickly. I just told her that. So we typed something. Next week we typed something else. Like that we went on. And then once we finished, we thought, okay, let's just print it and give it to our close friends and family. So I did that. And then I felt like, okay, this is really nice. So I told my mother one day, Amma, we should approach the publisher. And then we saw that we can get it published. And then she thought, oh, okay, good idea. So then we approached Notion Press, self-publishing. We published the book, and in August, and then we've been trying to promote it as much as we can. And then we approached Bookishfame.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure actually, Darsh, to be reading your book, and it's just fascinating to know that you have just started so early in your life with reading and writing. So it just gives me also a lot of hope, happiness, and so much to look forward to in this world. So thank you for having me join you in this endeavor of yours. I'm just truly grateful for that opportunity. So, Dash, I would like to know what really inspired you to write books. I mean, you're just starting out. You are just 10-year-old. At your age, I see children like literally playing around and just starting to understand things, absorbing the things around the world. So, how did you get into writing a book? I mean, that's a big deal, I'm sure.
So basically, the reason I got into creative writing generally, it started around COVID time, and because of COVID it started. Because of course when COVID came, it was like a huge problem for us because we didn't know what to do. We were just sitting at home, cooked up all like that. So it just felt like we were in a cage of some sort, and I didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
So basically, we lived in the same apartment as our grandmother and grandfather. In fact, I'm in their house right now and I'm recording this.
Wow.
So we live in the same apartment as a grandmother and grandfather. So basically, I would just like write a story and I would go tell them about it. They would tell, oh, nice, like they would just give things like, maybe you can change this, maybe you can change that. So I just got so invested in it. So basically, what I would do, I just write a story in my home, come up here and tell them about it. They will tell all this, and then I would go back down, write another story, come up, go down. So I would just keep writing story after story after story. While writing, I just got invested in it. I really loved it. I loved just making up a world which I can do anything in. I can pretend that I'm a marine biologist. I can pretend I'm a powerful wizard. I can pretend that I can pretend that I am some big scientist. I can pretend I'm a sports enthusiast.
Yeah.
I can pretend whatever I want without actually having to be it. So I got very interested in stories. Another thing I was interested in is science.
Oh.
Of course, that's what. Another thing, stories was one thing I occupied myself with. Another thing was science because during this COVID pandemic, of course, as I told you, I felt cooped up. And when I was not writing stories, I was watching television. I mean, my father suggested something to me. I can use the time I watch television wisely by watching shows that actually do things to my intellect.
Right.
So basically, what he suggested this show called Sum, and in that show, I really learned a lot, and then I got this love for science, and then I kept watching shows about science and all that. I read lots of books about it. So basically, and then after that, as I told you, I just told my mother, okay, let's write. I'll just type something very quickly, and then that's how I wrote this book. Funny thing is, my first book, Unlimited Adventures, I started working on my second book before I knew I was going to publish it. Before I started working on my first book, meaning second book was kind of delayed or something.
Okay.
And because I didn't know I was going to publish it, I just left it in the background for a year or something.
Oh, interesting. So, you mentioned that you just got into writing the second book, but I would like to know what really inspired. I mean, was there some kind of research that you had to do when you write it Unlimited Nature?
As I said, I kept watching shows and reading books on the topic during Corona. So basically, everything I've written in my book is just stuff I've gathered. Then I never specifically. I never research anything specifically for the book. I just research something in general, and then I would just write it there. I never really researched anything specifically for the book.
Oh, interesting. So that means that you really it was more like a flow process for you. You whatever you watched, you collated the data and then you put it together in the book, and then you got it published, which is a fantastic thing. So I would like to know if there were any challenges that you really faced while writing the book and even while getting it published.
Well, there were many challenges. Not just writing the book. Writing the book was a piece of cake for me because I just wrote what I learned.
Okay.
And I never really had any big goal. But during the writing process, I didn't know I was going to publish it. After I wrote it, I started publishing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call this a problem. I would just call it like one of the main things that are one of the main challenges that there are. So it's not a problem, it's just a challenge. That this is what I'm going to say now. Challenge was corrections.
Right.
Correcting. So basically, we sent it one time to the publisher.
Yeah.
They would tell us, so we need to add pictures and all that. Once we added the pictures, they told us, correct it, everything one time and send to us.
Okay.
So me and my mother sat down, we looked at a lot of things and we corrected them. Then, actually, as a budding author, I was just looking through everything. A few days later, I noticed one problem. And then I noticed another problem. Then I noticed the third problem. And then I started shouting to my mother. And I shouted, look here, so many problems are there in this book. How did we send it out? I panicked a lot. Then my mother was telling, is there any way like we can, so the publishers were telling, is there any way we could like make corrections? And they told, okay, but if it's more than 20 corrections, please inform me, they said. So feverishly, I was correcting everything that I found wrong. And then after publishing the book, oh my god, that was another roller coaster. Because I kept finding mistakes even after that. And then we paid like 14,000 rupees, I think, to correct it again. Actually. So, the big roller coaster, but finally the corrections ended. And I just felt glad, and I'm thinking I will never look at this book again unless someone specifically asks me to.
Oh my goodness, that you have just gone through an entire process of too much of back and forth in the whole process, in the whole journey of getting your book out there, and I can only imagine what you have experienced, especially with all those corrections and feedback coming in, and then you have to rework on things again and again, which is, I am sure, a very huge task. So on that note, I would definitely like kudos to you, Darsh, for your resilience and for your endurance through the entire process, because that is precisely why we were actually able to read your book. So congratulations on that.
Thank.
So yeah. So do you think writing this book has any way helped you change as a person? The entire process.
Good question, and I think it has. Because generally, just generally, in the general area that I live in, people are not very nice. So I just like felt very bad about myself these days. Those days, I felt very bad about myself. Before I started writing books, I felt really. I just kept believing what they told me. They told me I was stupid or something. They kept telling me that I was not smart, that I was. They kept insulting me basically. They kept saying stuff, and I really believed them. I thought what other people say is the right thing, and that maybe what they're saying is right. What if that's right? What if that's right? What if that's right? So it was just jamming in my head. Yeah. I just kept having all these negative thoughts in my head. Mm-hmm. But then when I published my first book, it was like a little relief. Yeah. So it's sort of like that next moment after you sneeze. Yeah. And then you just feel some relief. Oh my god, the painful part is over. Wow. And so it's like that little relief was there. But then I just like, again, but then I just, what do I do? And because that book was not very well known, no one really knew about it. So the thing just came back again. Then when I published my second book, everyone noticed it. Oh. Everyone noticed it. Yeah. That's what. Since it's like a proper thing and not, I feel the reason for that is that it's like I properly published it and not because like it's this magazine company that helped me. Yeah. I feel like it's gotten more attraction. But after that, everyone started noticing it and I felt so nice. So basically, at that moment, felt like when you're just like lying in bed with nothing to do and then you're very calm, relaxed. It just feels like a very nice time for me by having this. And so basically, I just felt so nice about that. And like we kept promoting the book. We put it in bookshops. We put it in this bookshop called Odyssey. We put it in another bookshop called Collections. Yeah. So and it just felt very nice. My mother contacted some newspaper companies as well, trying to see if they could put any article. Anna Nagar Times made an article about me. So yeah,
Fantastic.
so yeah, my confidence in myself has really risen since I got it. Now if anyone says anything bad to me, I'll just filter it out of my head saying, why are they saying this stuff? Anyway, I know who I am. I know I'm this intelligent person who writes books. I just think that.
I love that confidence in you, and I really, really hope that just keeps rising and you shine on from here on, because I think you have an incredible energy to yourself, Darsh, and the way you're even talking about your experiences, it's just so beautiful. It's the energy is contagious, and just so nice to see you. You know, with that confidence of yours, and I really hope that this continues. And you get to see and experience many more adventures, and people get to see what an amazing personality you are making of yourself. And I am really happy for you, as well as your parents, who have been extremely supportive in this whole process. I mean, it's just wonderful. How do you think? What is the role of your parents in the whole thing? While reading the book, while writing the book, while getting it published. I see that you have been mentioning them, especially your mother, Pathangi, that how she helped you in the whole thing, and she continues to have your back and keeps pushing you forward to achieve things. So, do you have a few words to speak about them?
Definitely. First of all, huge thanks to my mother. First of all, in the early stage when I didn't know I was going to get published, when I wanted her to type the entire thing, and that time I think I was like 8 or something, so I didn't really know how to type stuff. So I just asked my mother for most of stuff. So just applause. She's also watching this video.
Yeah.
She is also watching the video. Applause to her in the comments, please. Anyway, and also in the publishing stage, she of course, as I said, she helped me with the correcting and all that. So yeah. But one thing, yeah, she played a huge role in everything. And but one thing I like about this the dynamic is that I didn't take her help for anything, everything. Sorry, I didn't take her help for everything. So all the content I only wrote.
Yeah.
But she helped me correcting like some of the small grammar mistakes. And also she was very helpful to me with all my feverish corrections. So round of applause.
Once again, because I'm really proud of the whole thing. How she has been taking this forward, helping you in the thing. I'm sure the audience would be so thrilled to know that this 10-year-old who is just speaking so confidently, and he's supported by his equally wonderful parents who have helped him to achieve this. This, I think, achievement of yours, which is like to get your book published at an age of 10, and then with so much confidence and with so much courage, you are able to put your voice out. It takes a lot, and it's only I believe possible when you have people around you who who help you, who encourage you, and who always have your back. So I'm so my heart is pretty happy and warm seeing this thing right in front of me. So kudos to you and your parents as well. Moving forward, I would like to know that you have written about so many animals in the book. Do you have a favorite part of that book, or a specific animal that you loved writing about, or anything of that sort? Like if there is anything that really stood out for you as a highlight in that book.
Okay, so basically there are two things that I would like to mention. One is towards the end, there is this ocean part 2 segment. There's a part 1 and a part 2. And then in that I talk about this animal called dragonfish, which uses ultraviolet light to make it invisible.
Yeah.
Make itself invisible. So then in that way I talked about the wavelengths and all that.
Oh.
And wavelengths, which is very different because generally in this book, it's a zoology book. In very few things do I get into physics. So I I just really liked that writing that part. Another part that I feel was very different to the others is the one on the best African honeybee. So basically, in this one, I basically took it as so basically what I thought. Okay, let's do something different. I'll imagine like I'm writing a script for a video.
Oh.
So basically, what I did, I just started dictating. But basically, I acted like they were images that were being shown. I acted, for example, I said, "Oh my God, did you see that?" So I said stuff like that, and I put stuff like that inside the narrative because that way, it sounds funny,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it sounds very immersive, which is like a different thing to my different thing, where it's like just a fun essay. This way, I made it I felt like I was writing a video script, video script.
Right. Fun. Okay. So, moving on to the next question, I would love to know, now that you have written a book yourself, do you have any piece of advice for maybe the budding authors of your age or maybe around your age? Do you have a few words for them?
First thing, never aim too small.
One.
But never aim too big as well. There's this slight middle ground that I found very useful. Because writing only comes naturally if you don't think that only is like small amount of people will see it and I don't have to put a lot of work into it. And when you don't have the pressure of thinking that like 1 million people will see it or 1 billion people will see it. So you never aim too big or too small. Because then if you do either of those things, you're just you're either too relaxed or you're too pressured. So you should just have this thing like, okay, maybe I'll show it to a few people around my class, or maybe I'll show it to my parents or something. You should have the idea that you're showing it to someone, but not have the idea that 1 billion people will see it or something. Maybe the entire world will see it. You should not have that idea. You should have the idea that, hey, I'm just going to do something. Let's do it. Because then only your creativity and your imagination will run wild. Or else, what will happen if you aim too big? You might think, what do these people think of me if I write like this? What do these people think of me if I write like this? Wait, will they think I'm a bad person? Will they think I'm a bad author? You'll get all these preconceptions like, what do these people think of me? What do these people think of me? Because if you already know that you're going to make it big time. So if you think that way, you are never going to have a good story. You should always start small, but then as this story or whatever you're writing progresses, you should think big. If you feel this is a great idea, that time you should not think small, you should think big. So basically, start small, go big. That's my advice.
Amazing. That piece of advice from you is so true. And if all of us, we adults especially if we adults really remember that thing, I think we can do wonders. And I'm so glad that you already have that insight with you. Great. Okay, Dash. So I had one question that now you did mention that after you published the book, people around you have changed a bit. There was some amount of confidence that has come into you, and I can definitely see that confidence in you is just incredible and speaking volumes of your resilience and of your courage. How your friends have really reacted to the fact when you became a published author? I was just curious to know that.
How have my friends all reacted to it? Basically, it's not really a reaction of my friends, they stayed the same, but they. I mean, it's only like other things that made them change, not this publishing book.
Okay.
But the reason I grew confident
Yeah.
is because of what random strangers said about my book.
Okay. Please let me know. Please let
In Amazon reviews, I mean, in the Amazon reviews.
Okay.
Also, like other people that I know, my principal, he congratulated me greatly about publishing 2 books. He was very supportive. So was my entire school.
Hmm.
And my mother, father, my grandfather, all my family, they were, of course, very supportive.
Yeah.
So basically, I feel like it had a huge impact on my confidence because of the way like adults and people like older than me reacted, not the way my friends reacted. Friends basically had no impact on the entire thing. They no impact was on them because of the entire thing. But the way other people reacted, it was very nice. It empowered me. I felt like I was on top of the world.
Wow.
In a sense.
Correct. And that's again really, really nice. So now that we're coming to the end of this conversation, I would love to know, do you also read books? If yes, what have been some of your most memorable reads until now?
Memorable reads. That's going to be a hard question for me. I read a lot of books, but
Yeah.
I read a lot of books. What is my most memorable read? Okay, I'm going to pick. I'm going to say 2, and I will let the people in the comments decide which one is the best.
Okay.
Anyway, so first one is very well known. Arguably one of the most well-known book series in the entire world.
Oh, I think I'm guessing.
Not an understatement. Definitely not an understatement. People in the comments, what do you think? I'll reveal it in 3, 2, 1, start. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay. Harry Potter, of course. Everyone loves Harry Potter. I'm a Potterhead myself.
Oh, wow.
I have an account on the visitingworld.com website.
Interesting. And what is your favorite house in the Harry Potter? I think there are 4 houses. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, there are 4 houses. Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Gryffindors are brave. Hufflepuffs are kind and hardworking. Ravenclaws are intelligent, and Slytherins are cunning.
What is your favorite?
That's what in the Wizarding World there's a sorting program, so I actually know what my house is. I'm a Hufflepuff actually.
You are a Hufflepuff. Great. Makes sense. Great. Any other favorite?
That's what. Second thing is arguably less well known. What? Who is your favorite character and why? Good question. Absurd Crocodile.
Yeah.
Good question, Absurd Crocodile. Anyway.
Go ahead.
So, favorite character is Harry Potter because he's very brave. I feel like everyone's favorite character is Harry Potter because he's like the main character of the series and I spend most time with him. Anyway. So my second... So the second book is arguably less well known. It's a scientific book, history book, made by a great author, amazing author. And yours is Dumbledore. Okay, thank you, Absurd Crocodile. Anyway, so it's made by an amazing author. His name is Yuval Noah Harari. People in the comments, have you heard of him? We'll wait for you to type. Anyway, so the book is one of his biggest bestsellers.
Yeah.
It's called Yuval Noah Harari's A Graphic History. Sapiens. Correct. Homo sapiens. Correct. Sapiens. Sapiens, A Graphic History.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically it's like this graphic novel graphic novel that follows the human history told through the eyes of Yuval Noah Harari. And I mean, it's told through the eyes of the character Yuval Noah Harari in the book made by Yuval Noah Harari, along with some side characters that join as well. There's a biologist called Professor Saraswati, and there is this Yuval Noah Harari in a story as a niece who he explains all this to. So generally, it's just an all-around great book. And now, comment section people, it's your please the first person to give the name of one book. Please, that book will be my favorite from now on.
Okay. Okay, so people have to comment down their favorite books in the comment section, right?
Comment it down.
Like that.
The whatever name they choose will be my favorite book from now on.
Can I?
Because it's very hard to choose.
Oh, okay, great.
Anyway, while they do that, let me answer this question by Observed Crocodile.
Yeah,
Thank you, Observed Crocodile, for so many questions. Anyway, Observed Crocodile asks, which is your favorite book in the Harry Potter series? Well, Chamber of Secrets. I know that is no one's favorite book for some reason, but I love it.
Great. It's always good to have some different choices. No wonder. Okay. In case anyone has questions, please put them in the comment section. However, this is my okay. We have a recommendation.
Do I have a recommendation?
Yeah. See?
For like somebody has recommended.
Born a Crime
See what I mean?
by Trevor Noah.
That's okay.
Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. Thank you, Observed Crocodile.
Now you are supposed to read that book, Darsh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, coming to the end of this conversation, I have this one last question to ask you, and that is, if you have any interesting literary projects coming up, like, are we going to hear from you soon? Any new book in the writing right now?
Yes.
Oh. Anything that you would like to share about it? Just quickly.
Yeah, so basically it's a collection of essays I'm going to do.
Okay, essays around?
Huh?
Like,
What? Yeah.
is the theme of that book? Like, what are the essays based
And so
on?
it's just like big thing, bowl of essays.
What topic?
No particular topic, just essays in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
A book will be called Unlimited Science,
Okay.
Unlimited Adventures, Unlimited Nature, Unlimited Science.
Okay.
And it will just be characterized like by physics, chemistry, and biology. So basically, I'll just whatever essays I've written in the past like 2 years, I will just compile and let that be the book.
Okay.
I've also written some new essays over the
Yeah.
past 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
But that is the book that I'm going to do. People in the comment section, did you like this interview?
I am sure people would have enjoyed it. I mean, your energy has been super good throughout the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming to the close, on behalf of everyone, I thank you, Darsh, for taking the time out and doing this with us, and also for being so such a sport. Doing this entire conversation, being so confident, so unabashedly yourself. It's just heartening to see you speaking with so much confidence and with so much passion in your voice and in your articulation. I am truly inspired, and I hope people out there are also inspired by your passion for doing these things. And I really loved how you articulate yourself, your gestures, your energy. It is something to look up to. So I'm personally grateful for this opportunity to be able to talk to you today, and I hope I get to hear more from you in the future about your new books. And I really wish you all the good luck. Thank you for doing this today.
You're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Signing off. Please take care.